You can have people sit now.
Okay. Good? All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Krisha Shah, and I'm the Student Council Executive President this year. Oh, please be seated. Thank you, graduates. Thank you. Sorry. That would be awkward if you were standing the entire time. It is my pleasure to welcome all faculty, friends, family, alumni, and other guests to the class of 2023's commencement ceremony. Thank you all for coming tonight to recognize the achievements of our class. I wanted to give a quick thank you to Mr. Pettit and Mr. Danning for their leadership of the bands this year. Speaking as someone who's been under their guidance, their work to cultivate musical skill brings a positive and encouraging culture amongst grades 5 through 12. Thank you to the orchestras under the direction of Mrs. Brooks and Mrs. Letcher for their beautiful music that was played earlier and will continue throughout the ceremony. And thank you in advance to Mr. Bennett and the choir members for their later performance. I'd also like to introduce the people seated on stage, as well as other important members of our school corporation. On stage, we have West Lafayette High School Principal, Mr. Ronald Schreiner, Associate Principal, Mr. Dan Walbaum, our faculty speaker for tonight, Mr. Joshua Rendell, our Student Council sponsor and Counseling Head Department, Mrs. Libby Sheffield, Senior Class President, Will Sauter, Student Council Executive Vice President Hannah Jung, Senior Class Vice President Mia Russell, and Senior Class Secretary Molly Edwards. I've got one more, and not to leave her out, but the Student Council Executive Secretary Grace Reynolds is one of our junior marshals today. You'll see her standing up and leading us to get our diplomas, and she was elected by Student Council to be president next year. So a little shout out to her. I'd also like to introduce the West Lafayette School Corporation Board of Trustees. We have President Mrs. Rachel Witt, Vice President Mr. Bradley Marley, Secretary Mrs. Amy Austin, and the members Mr. Thomas Schott, Dr. Yui Yin, Mrs. Dacia Mumford, and Mr. Lawrence Wong. In attendance, we also have the superintendent of our corporation, Dr. Sean Greiner. And in addition to those on stage, I'd like to introduce the administration of our school. Assistant Principal, Mr. Eric Ulrich, Assistant Principal and Athletic Director, Mr. Joel Strode, Assistant Principal and Special Education Director, Mrs. Shelby Johnson. And if all West Lafayette Community School Corporation faculty would please stand, let's give them a warm welcome and a round of applause. Thank you. Lastly, I want to thank my amazing parents and family for all their love and support over the last 18 years. I wouldn't be standing up on this stage without your endless wisdom and guidance to help me along the way. Thank you for showing up for me when I needed it and never getting tired of my many dreams. Thank you for believing in me. And now, the class of 2023. Thanks for being here. Not that your parents gave you much of a choice, but thanks for showing up anyways. I've learned a lot from being in this school, from the Pythagorean theorem in junior high math to how a bill becomes a law in Gov this year. But I learned other things, and one of the biggest lessons that I took away was how to live in the present. As Westside students, we tend to spend a lot of time thinking about the future, imagining what it would look like, and honestly wishing we could time travel ourselves just to see how we're doing and who we're with and what our lives look like. I bet even right now, many of you are thinking about what you're doing next year. And either you're excited or nervous, it's okay to be both, or you're thinking about your summer vacation plans in July. However, with the help of all of you, it didn't take long for me to learn how to live in the present. When I think back to moments I truly enjoyed this year, I think about Wyatt Curl walking around with red paint on his face and dressed up in the most flashy Spirit Day outfit I've ever seen. I think about Colton Kennedy shaving his eyebrows and head bald in the school bathroom during lunch one day. Boy, was that a sight to see when I was eating lunch and the tables right next to it. I also think about the exciting start to the season the football team had this year when we got to go to Lucas Oil to cheer them on, and us seniors got to be on the Jumbotron a few times. And I think about the end of their season and how awesome it was for us to host a semi-state game on our field and for them to be able to play in that. And speaking of sports this past year, I think of all the records that were set by us, from Ryan Knipp and Landon Van Meter's individual records to Lily Baumgartner leading her relay to set a record as well. Our swimmers made their mark on this school, but so did Wyatt Curl when he set the pole vault record last week. I also think about the debate team and how successful some of their seniors were this year too. Malik, Abraham, Henry, Patrick, Kyle, and Minnie all had amazing seasons, and it was fitting for it to be their last. And I also remember hearing about how much fun the orchestra seniors had while making their concert etiquette video when the juniors were stuck taking their SAT. It was the first video since COVID, and it made it really special for them. And most recently, I think about the art shows that are held in the Commons right outside this gym. Seeing people getting recognized for their outstanding work is something that I truly believe in. But I also really encourage all of you to look around right now. This is the last time we'll all be in the same room together, and by miracle, if not, this will 100% be the last time we're in alphabetical order. Those people seated around you have been with you through the thick and thin. Just think of every standardized test. I-STEP, the PSAT, the SAT, these people have been with you through it all. But seriously, look at the rows in front of you and look at the rows behind you. Look at your best friends, and look at the people you said hi to every day in the hallway without striking a conversation. And now think about this present moment. These people around you have supported you. These people showed up to your games or meets. They showed up to your concerts. They showed up when you needed someone to be there for you. Live in the present and be grateful. Be grateful for your friends and the memories that you've made with them. Be grateful for your family and their support while growing up. And be grateful for yourself. Revel on the moment that the future you've been working so hard to achieve is now about to happen. Congratulations, class of 2023. Now, please welcome my RDTV co-host and your 2023 senior class president, Will Sauter.
What up? Thank you, Krisha, and good evening, Dr. Greiner, school board members, principals, faculty and staff, family, friends, and fellow graduates. Thank you all for joining the class of West Lafayette 2023 to celebrate our commencement. Now, I realize that we all probably just want to turn our tassels and get out of here, so I am going to keep this short. Thank you for allowing me to be your class president these past 2 years. I will say that if I would have known I had to give a speech here at graduation, I wouldn't have ran, but I'm here, so anyway. First and foremost, I want to say how proud we should be of each other for making it through high school. Our freshman year was, of course, impacted by COVID-19, which kind of threw everything off course. But I am proud of the way we rebounded. Believe it or not, we have accomplished so much in our years here at West Lafayette. From athletic trophies, musical accolades, classes passed, exams aced, debates won, and papers turned in at the buzzer. So please, give yourself a round of applause. Generally, when someone in my position gives a speech at graduation, they impart some advice to the graduates. Yes, the 18-year-old with no real-life experience is going to give advice to 200-something 18-year-olds with no real-life experience. That being said, I will try my best. I don't know about you guys, but graduation for me has been a little scary. Exciting, sure, but also scary. And I think that it's because it's the first time any of us have really had to think about the future, or what we plan to do with the rest of our lives. Some of you here have a plan. You have it all figured out, and you know exactly what you are going to be doing 10 years from now. Good for you. However, I think it's fair to say that the vast majority of us don't really know what the future has in store. Whenever someone comes up to me and asks, "What are you doing after high school?" I end up talking about how, I'm going to Purdue University and majoring in communications. What I want to say is, I have no idea, because that's the truth. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do after high school, or what I'm doing after college, or what I'm doing after that. It's okay to not know what you're going to do, because the exciting part is figuring it out. The most important thing to ask yourself is if what you will do in the future will make you happy. It was Abraham Lincoln who said, the most reliable way to predict the future is to create it. So, make sure you create a life for yourself that you will truly enjoy. Now, I did promise you guys some advice. So here are 3 pieces of wisdom from an 18-year-old boy that I find pretty solid. Number 1, do whatever you want to do and be kind to others while pursuing your dreams. Number 2, be open-minded. There are so many wonderful people, things, and experiences waiting for you all over the world. Please, try new things. And please, please, don't peak in high school. Lastly, number 3, have fun. Laugh with your friends, laugh at yourself, listen to loud music. And as hit rapper and artist Waka Flocka Flame said, go hard in the paint. Life is short, live a little. Senior class of 2023, as you leave here today, be mindful of others as you create your future, pursuing happiness in whatever you choose to do. Never forget, the only person in charge of your life is you, no one else. So go, be happy. Congratulations, guys. It's been a good ride, and thank you for letting me represent you as class president. We did it! Please welcome to the stand Hannah Jung.
Hi guys, I'm Hannah Jung. I'm your Executive Vice President of Student Council, and I'm going to be announcing this year's Latin Honors recognitions. So West Lafayette High School's Latin Honors designation is split into 3 categories, each signifying varying levels of academic achievement. So the first level, cum laude, meaning with honor, recognizes the students graduating with GPAs in the top 30% of their class. Those wearing a blue cord in commemoration of this achievement, please stand now. All right. Okay, all right, the second level, magna cum laude, meaning with great honor, recognizes the students graduating with GPAs in the top 20% of their classes. Those wearing blue and silver cords in commemoration of this achievement, please stand now. Finally, the third level, summa cum laude, meaning with highest honor, recognizes those students graduating with GPAs in the top 10% of their class. Those wearing blue, silver, and gold cords recognizing this achievement, please stand now. Congratulations to all of you. Next, I'd like to welcome our class vice president, Mia Russell.
All right. Thank you, Hannah. I'm Mia Russell, just so y'all know. We would now like to recognize the West Lafayette Schools Education Foundation Scholars. Each of these students has been thoughtfully selected for one of the variety of awards offered by our Education Foundation. These scholarships are given to students who have gone above and beyond what is expected of them, whether it be in sports, academics, or as simply high school students. Details about each of the awards and the students are available in our program. Those who have been recognized as a scholar, please stand. Y'all can sit. All right, congratulations to you all. And now, welcome back Krisha Shah to introduce the faculty speaker.
Good evening again, everyone. It is my honor to introduce our faculty speaker for tonight's ceremony. Mr. Rundle is the teacher that makes math class exciting. Now, I didn't have him in 7th grade, but a lot of my classmates did, and I don't remember them dreading to go to math. And I found out that their teacher was Mr. Rundle, and it all made sense. But being new to the building, I had to stop and ask myself, who is Mr. Rundle again? Oh wait, he's the sports guy. Fast forward 5 years, and I had him as a teacher this year. And then I realized, no, he's not just a sports guy, he's an everything guy. No matter what interest you have, be it sports or even food, Mr. Rundle makes everybody feel included. I got to witness that every day as he walked around the classroom talking to each and every student or friend group about their interests. Mr. Rundle represents the core values of our high school: commitment through his teaching, inclusivity through conversations with students, and passion with teaching, but also his favorite sports team, the Orioles, if you couldn't tell tonight. Please welcome Mr. Rundle and give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Krisha, for the kind words. And the Orioles just took 2 of 3 from the Yankees, so I'm in a good spirit here today. It is an honor to speak here this evening with all of you. I'd like to welcome all the family and friends of the class of 2023 first. You're all here because of the role you've played in the graduates' lives today. I know I speak from all the teachers in saying we thank you for all the appreciation and the support that you've given us over the course of the years we've had your students here. So let's give our family and friends a round of applause. Okay, now the graduates. Will said that he was giving advice from an 18-year-old self. Well, it's not much better when you're older, so we'll do the best we can here. How has today been for everyone? Are you tired? Anxious? Maybe you're excited about your next step. Are you thinking about the time in this building, in this gymnasium? Are you thinking about the groups you've been a part of, your clubs, activities, your friends, your sports teams? When will this crazy guy get done talking? You've all put in time and dedication to be here today. For that, I thank you. I know all the teachers also thank you for all the time and work that you've put in to get to this moment, and you should be very proud of yourselves for doing that. Many of you know my oldest son, Luke. I talk about him a lot. I talk about my younger son as well. I asked if he wanted to come be here today. I thought he could be a good mini-me, one of my favorite analogies from the school year. He looked straight at me and said, "Dad, that's boring." So needless to say, I'm flying solo tonight. I have known some of you since you were in 7th grade. You were much shorter then. You probably thought I was much taller then. My oldest son had just been born that previous winter, and I was just starting out the journey of fatherhood. You were just beginning your journey here in this building. I don't even think COVID was in the dictionary when that happened. Others of you I've met more recently. Your journey through school has ended, And when I had you, you were almost done. You've gone through years of COVID-effective schedules, getting ready for your next stage of after graduation. For me, I'm just beginning that journey. My oldest son just got through kindergarten. We made it. But I think we'd all agree, and the rest of the crowd can probably attest, time really does go fast. So now it's a good time to reflect on what we have learned from each other. What are things I've learned from you, the class of 2023? Your school careers have had many twists and turns. You've adapted to lesson plans, having to change on the fly, or maybe you didn't even know we changed them. One thing I learned this past week is that a benefit for many of you is you had a lot less finals than a lot of people. I hadn't thought about that until this past week. This year in particular, I've learned what the criteria for a good movie is. There's a lot of debate about that, and trying to convince someone that you're right is very difficult. Which team's going to win the big game? I am the sports guy. What makes a good donut? Of course, that's chocolate with sprinkles. I've learned about all the due dates for college applications. I've learned about the pressures of choosing a dorm and choosing a roommate. All of you think seventh graders are in the way and are small. And I have definitely learned never to leave the parking lot right after school for the sake of my 2000 Dodge Dakota. Now let's switch roles. What have I taught you? It's math. Either you love it or you hate it, probably. Some of you are saying, oh boy, here we go. Don't worry, I have no more lesson. I taught some of you in junior high, and your experience was probably very different than what it was in high school, but I hope you all enjoyed my class. I hope you learned some math, but most of the things I probably taught you didn't really have to do with math all the time. For instance, many of you have learned what a bobblehead is, and you've seen the ever-growing collection in my room. For many, you've seen the flag in my room that is not a cartoon penguin. It is the cartoon Baltimore Oriole. Through my sports and my different things that I appreciate in life, I probably have taught that even if it doesn't work well the first time, keep trying. If you just knew the teams I rooted for, you would understand how much pain I've been through over the years. I don't know if it's really related to teaching, but most of my students, especially in the 7th grade, will probably remember my world-famous analogies the best. My favorite is the wrapping paper one, about how to solve a two-step equation. Or, long after you're gone from here, you'll remember and say, remember that teacher that we had that always wore a sports shirt or a jersey or a Christmas sweater and didn't seem like he cared what anyone else thought? Yep, that's me. So today, even this morning, many students were asking what I was going to wear, and I said, well, I had lots of choices. I decided to go with the I'm ready for summer Mr. Rendell look, so the Hawaiian shirt with sport coat. I think I can come back again next year. Now, I am in summer mode, which typically means haircut and baseball cap all summer. Little did I know that my sister was going to show my whole family the live stream today, and I think my grandma's watching. And she would not be very pleased if I wore my hat in this building. So, hi, Grandma. I'm not wearing it. All jokes aside, most important to me is I hope that you enjoyed my class, and I hope that you see me as a person of faith who acted out that faith in the world today and showed compassion to others. I can't take time to talk to everyone, but we're going to figure out an answer to a question I have. My mom has been famously known to say, humor me, Josh. Anyone heard that before? Humor me, Josh. And I know exactly what that means. It means stop what you're doing and pay attention, even though you don't want to. And I know you want me to be done, but we only have one more chance. I don't have a math lesson, but I do have a small lesson to give. I'd like all the teachers to stand up to help me. Teachers in the room, stand up. I need your extra eyes. I only have 4 pairs. Class of 2023, and the rest of the crowd can also join in. We're going to do one of our favorites, let's talk to our neighbor situation. All right. The class is coming to an end, this class of 2023. You have lots of thoughts going through your heads. So, we're going to take 1 minute, and I want you to talk to your neighbor about what you remember from your time in school. That can be elementary, that could be middle school, or that could be high school. And the rest of the group's going to join in. Are we ready? All right, 1 minute, go. "15 seconds. Okay, let's bring this back together. Teachers, how did they do? We good? All right. Very good, everyone. Did you see how quickly everyone settled down and was back to normal? Those of you that remember 7th grade probably remember this look. The scowl, the time we talk about respect, but we don't have to do that today, so that's great. We don't have a lot of time here, and we can't have everyone talk, so I'll just mention a few of my favorite things. There's all the competitions, academic, athletics, different things that I'd see family and friends at. But most of the things that I think about don't necessarily come from those day-to-day activities. One time, my friends and I bought every fudge round in the cafeteria, just because we could. We would sing Christmas carols in medieval outfits to the elderly, giving smiles on people's faces around Christmas time. The late nights of studying, playing N64, playing Gaston in the school musical. I heard it was a packed house, but I didn't have my glasses on, so I don't know exactly how many people were there. And of course, everyone's favorite lunch, rectangle pizza, fruit cocktail, and chocolate milk. And then there's my favorite memory of all, singing the national anthem at the Indiana Pacers game, which if you've been in my class, you would understand why that's such a big deal to me. We were in the tunnel getting ready for the national anthem, and right in front of me walks Larry Bird. I think I passed out. My best friend looks at me and says, "Who's that?" I thought that was going to be the end of our friendship. Needless to say, we worked it out. He taught me about computers, I taught him about sports. We ended up rooming together at Purdue and are lifelong friends. What about you? What did you just talk about? You all have different memories from this place. And long after you leave, you will still have those memories. The rest of the crowd just talked about theirs, and they remember theirs too, just as I did. Congratulations to the class of 2023. Good luck in your future and creating new memories. We all have a common memory of being here together, and as you move forward, you'll make more. Please keep in mind of what this place has meant to you and pass that on to others. I pray for good health and safety for each of you as you move forward in your future. Thank you.
Would the junior marshals please come forward? All set? Okay. Krisha Samir Shah. William Michael Sauter. Hannah Jung. Amelia Rose Russell. Molly June Edwards. Divine Adeyanju. Simon Peter Adler. James Allenduff. Luke Patrick Amon. Zoe Brenna Ammerman. Angel Apalisok. Madison Marie Aubrey. Isaiah Trayvon Ayala. Christopher Ricky Barber. Sophie Caitlin Barnett. Lily Baumgartner. Cecilia Begley. Meredith Benhart. Samuel Lawrence Burkott. Connor Blankman. Jake Allen Bausman. Jessica Brown. Good job, Jessica. We'll get you right there. Good job, Jess. Declan Brantley. Natalie May Burson. Eva Brienne Carpenter. Chaz Gabriel Carter. Solomon James Cates. Evan Cook. Charles Brosiah Cross. Wyatt Thomas Curl. Alexander Michael Curtis. Pranav Das. Sophie Lael DeLion. Lisa Duryabina. Ethan John Doherty. Emma Dufair. Catherine Dunford. Lauren Ann Edwards.
Amelia Giselle Eicher Miller. Bryce Ezel. Mahad Faruqi. Aubrey Ellen Flynn. William Francis. Stephen Ray Frazier. Jason Rosenthal. Gavin Garcia. Alina Tamra Lvovna Gorenstein. Reagan Renee Lynn Gross. Celine Gulen. Susan Hahn. Christine Miriam Habib. Ava Hallberg. Charles Huck. Violet May Haskett. Abigail Elizabeth Heap. Valen Lucius Hedden. Aaliyah Kathleen Hodge. Sebastian Joseph Hollick. Liam Horan. Lily Alice Inge. Evian Jacoby. Austin Jiang. Rama Kaki. Stavriani Karloftis. Kavin Karthikeyan. Abraham Allen Kayali. Colton Stephen Kennedy. Ryan Kim. Georgie Torsten Klimek. Ryan Nip. Yen Ko. Alexander Francois Kohler. Kelsey Ann Kovich. Jack Isaac Crockover. Nikita Ilich Kuznetsov. Jordan Levi Lear. Regan Leeper. Zonhan Lei. Abigail Jose Lemus. Joyce Maywen Lee. Minshui Lee. Patrick Lee. Ray Lee. Minnie Liang. Selena Lynn. Tina Lynn. Yutong Liu. Tony Lockett. Henry Lund Mickelson. Michael Lynch. Isaiah Ovella Mayette. Grace Mansfield. Harry Ford. Kennedy Martin. Harper Lee Masson. Daniel Stelwag Mayer. Henry Stelwag Mayer. Emma Madison McClellan. Lindsay Catherine McTagg. Lamont McWilliams. Suga Me. Quentin Andrew Miller. Ryan Edward Moffett. Jack Michael Montez. Arco Mukhopadhyay. Maxwell Mullis. Nino Muratori. Nathan Brian Myers. Eric Isaac Pacheco. Hannah Yansu Park. Juan Park. Nathan June Young Park. Tice Parker. Vidi Patel. Wyatt Joseph Peak. Zora Peshova. Kirsten Penquite. Devin P. Perez. John Palmer Pickett. Anna Maria Pinto. David Puente Dominguez. Arun Kayon Raman. Kasuni Ratnayaka. Robert Maxwell Rawls. Rylan Ann Reed. Malik Rashidat. Alejandro Reyes Page. Caleb Daniel Richardson. Matthew Bryce Richardson. Parker Gwen Richardson. Elena Ritchie. Celia C. Roachville. Dane Ruley. Nina Veloso de Sabareto. Srinidhi Saravanan. Emma Corinne Shaber. Jacob Chang Shannon. Amelia Sophia Estelle Shore. Grant Simpson. Julian Smith. Lucas Smith. Mark Plamen Stefanov. Elijah Ram Stenberg. Riley Marie Stockwell. Leandra Johanna Suter. Sophia Kathleen Solkowski. Alec Tang. Carter Thompson. Nasera Thadathodi. Andrew Wyatt Tingle. Kyle Tong. Lena Troutman. Nora Truax. Muriel Ann Van Camp. Gage Vanderweilen. Braylon Paul Van Meter. Landon Paul Van Meter. Itzel Araceli Vasquez. Angel Pedro Venegas Maldonado. Andrew Von Werder. Ode Johanna Walther. Izan Amalia Walther. Amy Wong. Anna Webb. Christopher Ken Wee. Emma White. Grace Christiana Williams. Rachel Eva Williams. Jacob Carson Wright. Rachna Yernewell. Ryan Yin. Sophia Ying. Caleb Zhang. Richard Zhang.
Yeah, we'll
We all good? Get ready, guys.
Oh, the stone that the builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. The stone that the builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. The stone that the builders rejected. The stone that the builders rejected. The stone that the builders rejected. The cornerstone of a whole new world. Grain of wheat may be knocked to the ground and suffer through the winter's cold, only to rise right up again and bear could see a mountain fall. Oh, the stone that the builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. The stone that the builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. The stone that the builders rejected. The stone that the builders rejected. The stone that the builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. Never can our journey fail. A little child leads. It's like we're filled with the shining light. To whom the night is bright as day. Oh, the stone that the builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. The stone that the builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. The stone that the builders rejected. The stone that the builders rejected. The stone that the builders rejected. The cornerstone of a whole new world. It's time, it's time. The builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. The stone that the builders rejected. The stone that the builders rejected. The stone that the builders rejected became the cornerstone of a whole new world. The cornerstone of a whole new world.
Let's wait a second. All right, I'm back, but with Molly Edwards. As we prepare to be officially declared graduates of West Lafayette High School, Molly and I would like to talk about the significance of turning the tassel.
In most graduation ceremonies, ours included, graduates wear tassels on the front right side of their caps. After graduating, the tassels are moved to the left side. We, in typical West Side fashion, researched the reasons behind this tradition and found the explanation for why graduates turn their tassels.
The reason being it symbolizes the action of our movement from student to graduate. Oh.
Now, if all graduates could stand and welcome Dr. Greiner to the lectern. Okay, you're good?
I'm going this way.
I'll tell you what, the music that we just heard and the music that we've heard throughout the evening, can we give a heartfelt applause one more time for all these musicians? You all are amazing, and I could listen to you all night long. Well done, class of 2023. Thank you, Mr. Rendell, for the words of wisdom to our graduates and the personal testimony. Thank you, Mr. Schreiner and Mr. Walbaum, for ushering our graduates through the diploma ceremony. Thank you, parents and family members, and faculty and staff, and anyone else here tonight that have helped to get our graduates here this evening. Students, I want to offer a personal, heartfelt congratulations to each one of you, along with your family and friends that are in the audience, during this celebration that's well earned a major milestone, one of many to come. In a few minutes, you'll walk out of this gym as graduates. I believe there are 3 things that you can carry along and remember and think about throughout your life that can help you live a happy and complete life. And the funny thing is, every year I hear speeches that cover these 3 things, and I always like to take note of things that people say because you hear it as a theme because it's so true. Number 1, always be thankful. Above all things, be thankful for your family. And we heard Krisha say that tonight. One of the first things that Krisha said was, I want to thank my mom and dad for the times that they were with me throughout my 18 years so far. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I can tell you as a parent, that's one of the greatest things you could hear is that you're doing the job you should do to support the children you love so much. So, graduates, if you haven't done that this evening, take time after this ceremony and thank your parents, thank your family. It means something. Never, ever take that unconditional love for granted. Family will be there for you in your high times, as we know, but it's your family that is there when you fall flat on your face, and they're there to pick you up and help you get back on your way. So always be thankful for family. The second thing that I like to think about is always be humble. C.S. Lewis said, true humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. I heard Will talk about kindness, being kind to others as you're going out to bring happiness to yourself. Be kind to those around you. And Mr. Rendell said, be compassionate. I hope I've taught you compassion while I taught you math. And finally, never stop learning. Strive to do something new every day, and always stay focused on your dreams and aspirations, because you'll never know what you might have been if you stop learning today. Will talked about accomplishments in high school, and he said there would be many more accomplishments to come. He had great advice from 18-year-old to 18-year-olds. You're standing now. I'd like to tell the Board of Trustees that based upon the information that we have received from the West Lafayette Junior Senior High School faculty and staff, these young men and women that stand before us have met and fulfilled the graduation requirements prescribed by the Indiana Department of Education. Therefore, with the authority given to me by the state of Indiana, I do hereby pronounce that these students before us are now graduates of West Lafayette Junior Senior High, and they are the class of 2023. Graduates, you may move your tassel from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2023.
Nice job. We're done. Go out and do great things now.
Nice job, Will.